Okay, so this is still totally unscripted. This is a quick video to show you how to use the Max for Live devices for controlling aspects of your Nord lead synth uh, from Ableton and really in some other control surface. The reason I wrote this was because I want to be able to control the Nord lead A1 that I've got here from my push and do things like control slot focus and things like that. So when you download the package, there's two Max for Live devices in it. They're Max for Live MIDI effects. And you want to use this one here. There's Nord slot control and Nord dispatch. And let me show you how to use them. You set up a MIDI track, okay? You want the output to go to your Nord lead. In this case, I'm going to channel 1. This is for use in program mode, okay? I may build something else for a performance mode, but I want to use the Nord as a 4-channel, 4-voice multi-timbral synth. We drag the slot control into this track. You do have to have Max for Live, and you'll get a Nord slot control device, okay? And you want your output to go to your Nord to MIDI channel. I've got slot A configured to be channel 1, slot B channel 2, C is 3, D is 4. I have global channel 16 on my Nord, and it matters. You want to have a global channel be something other than one of the 4 slot channels. So now that this is in place, I should be able to change my bank and patch on my Nord through this control. Okay, banks as well, and you could set the level for the for that particular slot as well. And clicking resend will have it resend all of these things. Why is that useful? So if you've got a patch set, right, and you do some tweaking with the knobs or something, and you want a quick way to be able to reset it back after you've made changes, you can map this resend to a foot pedal or a button on a control surface or something, or just click it. I generally don't work with the computer at all. I just stay with the control surface and the synth. But clicking resend will resend the bank and patch information and force the patch to be reloaded on the synth, resetting any changes you may have done. Then additionally in here, you can map 5 parameters. I just arbitrarily chose 5 because these 3 are automatically mapped onto my push. There's 8 knobs on my push, and I just wanted the remaining 5 knobs to be available for doing something. So you can go in here and hack it and do more if you want. But these parameters are set, and they'll send MIDI CCs to be whatever you want. So if you were to grab your Nord manual, this thing, I don't know if you've ever read that thing, grab your Nord manual and turn to the back, you can look at the MIDI control list, and for example, I can get my oscillator control is CC31, so I can set this as 31. And now for my push, I can set this parameter, and it's manipulating the MIDI CC for oscillator control here. Right, so when I turn this knob, you really can't hear the difference. I don't think the sound's coming through. The point of this wasn't really to hear the synth, but to see what's happening on the control surface, what's happening with the slots. All right, so that's what the Nord slot control does. It allows you drop it in. You can set bank and patch and level. You can resend it to reset. You can set 5 custom control CCs for whatever you want, and then. And that's it for now. We're not going to worry about this little section over here just yet. But my Nord still has 4 slots. So let's duplicate this track 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're going to set these MIDI channels to be channels 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to tell the slot controls in these ones. What this does is on track 1, this says you want to send this information out to Nord 1, right? And you want to send it to slot A. This is track selection focus. Now what does that mean? Well, this is where the second plugin comes in, this Nord dispatch, okay? we need a way to send track focus information to the Nord. So drag this out into a 5th channel, and we'll call it master, or we can call it that. We'll call it global. All right, and we set this to not have any inputs because we're not going to send anything to it, but we want it to go out to the Nord, and we want it to go out to the global channel. So this is going out on channel 16. And this is the Nord dispatcher, and it's currently its name. That's what this dropdown is. The name of this dispatcher is Nord 1. You can make it whatever you want, but then what you do over on the controls, the slot controls, you say, send this stuff to Nord 1, and I want this slot to be slot A. And then when we go to channel 2, we say we want it to go to Nord 1, but I want this one to be slot B. And I want this one to be slot C. And I want this one to be slot D. So what happens is when these tracks get selected, they send the selection notification over to this dispatcher, which sends it out the global channel 16 to my Nord. So, I think my camera went to sleep. All right. So when I select this channel 1, channel 1 should have, slot A should have focus on the Nord. If I select channel 2, slot B, channel 3 is slot C, channel 4 is slot D. And then if I stop paying attention to the computer and I go out to my control surface, my push or whatever I use, I can flip back and forth between these, and the Nord focus will follow me. So what that means is I can reach over to the Nord whenever I want and turn any of the knobs on it with certainty that I'm going to be modifying the right slot. One of the problems I've always had when working with the Nord is if I change in this sort of performance mode, program mode, is if I change the active track in Ableton, my note information is going to the right MIDI channel, but my focus on my Nord wasn't on the right slot. So this basically just makes sure that the Nord stays in sync with whatever track is selected in Ableton. And that's really about it. And if you've got more than one Nord, you can, like I've got 2, I can duplicate this out, do 4 more tracks with 4 more slot controls. These would go to Nord 2, and then I would make another global dispatcher, set it to Nord 2, and that would be my second Nord. And you could do up to 8. Arbitrarily, I chose 8. Anyway, that's it. That's how it works. It's really basic. I hope it's useful. It's useful for me. If it's useful for you, great. Hack it up. If you're going to change things around, let me know. Send me, if you do improvements on it, let me know, because if your stuff's better than mine, I'll use your stuff. So, or if you've got a suggestion or a tweak you need, let me know. I'm not really up for doing a lot of support on this because it does what I need it to do. But if it's trivial and you're nice and polite, I could try and do it for you. Anyway, good luck and have fun with it. See ya.